Well, you know, for high-flying excitement, there's nothing better than the NBA AllStar Game, and it's happening in Houston, Texas this year. And there's nothing more electrifying as a sideshow than the Sprite Slam Dunk Competition. And here to talk to us about it today on the Kiosk Presents is two-time winner of the Sprite Slam Dunk Competition, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique, welcome to the Kiosk Presents.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, hey, I know it's going to be exciting this year. There's a little bit new format to the NBA Slam Dunk Competition, isn't there? What's different this year?
What's different this year is they having team captains. You got Dwayne Wade, who is the captain of the East Coast team, and you have Chris Paul, who's representing the West. So you're having more of a coaching point of view for this contest. So it's going to be fun. It's a nice format.
Well, the whole idea is, in the first place, is to have fun. So adding that team element's really going to get them, I think, jazzed up a little bit. And speaking of the Jazz, of course, Jeremy Evans, the defending champion, is back, isn't he?
Yeah, he's back, and until somebody dethrones him, he's the champ. So he's got to be kind of a favorite in this contest. But you're going to see some surprises. I think Gerald Green for the Pacers is going to be a guy that people should watch. But the guy that nobody knows about is Terrence Ross for the Raptors, who could be a major threat in this contest.
Well, certainly, and Toronto's not far from us, so there will be a lot of people around here rooting for Mr. Ross. And of course, I've been hearing about James Flight White and some of the things he's done in the past, a two-handed slam dunk from the free throw line, and he's gone between his legs long distance. So you're right, it's going to be a great competition.
Yeah, it can be some new stars born in this contest. So it's going to be interesting what guy comes out with his best stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, and of course, I've been looking on the internet, and I've seen some of your action from not too many years ago. I mean, that behind the back where you can't even see the rim. I don't know how you did that, but you had some great highlights that people can see on the internet, that's for sure.
Well, I think we've set the bar for what dunkers do today, and you just want to see the great players get involved and come out and really represent the Sprite Slam Dunk contest the way guys have, through the years. So, again, these guys have an opportunity to make their own names.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, now, and I know if we can just talk about the All-Star Game itself for a few minutes. There's some people that have, obviously the big stars are back, Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James and Kevin Durant, but there's a few first-timers, James Harden and Tyler Chandler. I mean, what's it like to be named to the NBA's, All-Star Game, especially for the first time?
Well, that's being anointed as one of the best to play the game today. To be an all-star is a major honor and a privilege. So for some of the first-time guys, you believe me, they're in awe of it themselves. It really doesn't hit you until you come to the All-Star weekend. And some of those first-timers, believe me, it's a major experience for them.
Oh, yeah. And, there's some other sports, I think, where the All-Star Games kind of tend to be not as competitive as they can be, but I've always thought that the NBA All-Star Game, they get some, they take it serious.
Oh, it's serious, and they get out, the guys play hard, and it's a very entertaining game. So to see some of these newcomers, you will see that in the beginning they might be a little nervous because, again, in awe of the weekend, but once they get involved in the game and, get their little sweat going, you're going to see guys come out and play very hard.
Mm-hmm. And now the season in general, I know we're kind of at the halfway point a little bit, but how do you see things shaping up? I know San Antonio's been dominant, and the Heat, of course. How do you see the season sort of shaping up so far this year?
It's going to be some surprise. This is already some teams that has surprised some people. You look at the Atlanta Hawks, who made a major trade last year, and no one thought that they would be at the point there at this point of the year. So, there's been a surprise. You have teams like the Pacers, who's a threat in the East, is going to be a major surprise. And you go in the West, and you got to give the Clippers a lot of respect because of what they've done. They've put together a nice team, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the West.
Oh, definitely. Well, I personally, I cheered when the Nets moved to Brooklyn. I thought that was a cool move, and I've been rooting for the Nets all year, so it's nice to see them in the thick of it. And boy, it'll be an exciting end of the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, it will be.
So, do you have a personal prediction, getting back to the Sprite Slam Dunk competition? Do you have a prediction on who you think is going to make it? Is it going to be one of the sleepers?
No, I think it'll be one of the sleepers. I think you're going to see a guy come out and really do something that get the attention of the crowd, and hopefully it sways in their favor. So again, I just think you're going to see guys make a name for themselves in this contest, guys that you probably never even heard about. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
It sure will be. Well, Dominique, it is always exciting to speak to an NBA Hall of Famer like yourself. It's really an honor, and we appreciate you spending time with us here on the Kiosk Presents.
Thank you. Pleasure.